Now we're going into our fourth hors d'oeuvre. This is simple too. So delicious though. You better make plenty because people eat them like they were candy, and they almost are. So what I've done, I've taken a blend of ground beef and ground pork. I mix it together with some salt and pepper, an egg, a handful of cheese, Monterey Jack, whatever you have. And I added about half of a cup of onion, quarter of a teaspoon of our favorite ingredient, baking soda, so that they get nice and tender and brown. And then the last thing I'm putting in here, I took 2 pieces of bread, soaked it in milk, squished it out, and put it in here, and that's called a panade. So now we're gonna just take our traditional and make little meatballs, and then we're gonna bake them. Now, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're in a pinch, you could buy frozen meatballs, but why? When this is so good, and you get such a nice tender meatball, and they're so good, and what a nice hors d'oeuvre this is. So I'm gonna go through this, and notice I'm putting them on a cooking sheet, because I'm gonna bake them. I think they turn out better than frying them. Now the Italians, a lot of them, they wouldn't think of doing this because they gotta saute their meatball with their onion and garlic, but we're not doing that today because this is for our hors d'oeuvre.
Actually, you're not an Italian, right?
Not really.
Okay, so it's
when
okay.
we come back, then I'll show you what they look like before we put them in the oven. Then we're gonna bake them, and then we're gonna make a delicious sauce that's so easy. And people are gonna come to you and go, I need that recipe.
And there are the beautiful meatballs ready to go in the oven.
All right, we're gonna take them in the oven, bake them, and then we're gonna bring them out and put them in this delicious sauce that we're gonna make. Okay, last but not least, but never least, is our beautiful sauce that we're gonna do our meatballs in. We're cooking them in the oven, then we're gonna make this sauce, and then you can either put them in a saucepan to heat them, or simple as can be, put them in a crock pot, put them out and let people help themselves. But the sauce is so simple. I'm using a sweet and spicy, and I'm using on purpose a sugar-free because it's not as sweet. So I'm gonna add my barbecue sauce to this. Have you ever tried this, Mr. Stubbs? It's good on ribs too.
I've heard of that.
And then the secret ingredient, grape jelly.
Grape jelly?
Grape jelly, Mamie.
Oh my word.
So we're gonna add grape jelly.
You put really different things together. Like I said, you know, I was mayonnaise and mustard growing up, not even butter on a sandwich. So this is really very interesting.
Yeah, well, so we've got our Welch's, good old Welch's. Remember we used to drink Welch's grape juice?
Mm-hmm.
We were pretending it was wine.
Not me.
No, okay.
No, you're from California,
Yeah,
right?
we did that.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna mix this together, our grape juice, our grape jelly, and our barbecue sauce. And we're gonna heat it a little while, and then we'll be ready to put it on our meatballs.
That's it?
That's it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sneak a peek. Oh, maybe.
Mm. Yeah.
With
Don't make me try it. You're always making me taste something.
Okay, that's it. So we'll be back and show you the final product. And by the way, you guys didn't know it, but I'm wearing my boots today.
Oh boy.
I know, isn't those something?
Your Texas boots that have a heart on the front, right? Mm-mm.
I got those in Midland, Texas.
Midland, Texas.
And they're fun to wear when it's cold.
Here's the finished product now being put in the good salsa of barbecue and grape jam.
Right. And then it'll be ready to go in the crock pot and ready to turn on, and then people can just serve themselves. Here's our barbecue sauce with the barbecue sauce that is spicy and our grape jam. And we're just gonna fill it up. And that is it.
Easy.
So
Delicious.
easy and yet so different because it's not that traditional sweet barbecue sauce. And the grape jelly just gives it a marvelous flavor.
Here's the finished product now being put in the good salsa of barbecue and grape jam.
Right. And then it'll be ready to go in the crock pot and ready to turn on, and then people can just serve themselves. Here's our barbecue sauce with the barbecue sauce that is spicy and our grape jam. And we're just gonna fill it up. And that is it.
Easy.
So
Delicious.
easy and yet so different because it's not that traditional sweet barbecue sauce. And the grape jelly just gives it a marvelous flavor.